This is BAIT, Life Outside the Federal Witness Protection Program.
Hey, it's Susan. Welcome to today's episode of Life Outside WITSEC. This is the War Crimes Unit. This is terrorism related. Oh my God, I got like so much stuff I got to do, but you know what? I had to make this video interject in the day because of the stupidity of this. Here we go again. America's love affair with Al-Qaeda. The 20-year saga of a man ICE can't deport because of everyone else. Okay, here's what happened today. Okay, so yesterday I listened to my voicemail and the Imperial County, California Child Support Office contacted me. And why that is important is because I tried to reopen my son's child support case again. Now keep in mind that my son's father is considered by the government to be a terrorist involved in terrorism, was arrested by Homeland Security investigations in 2005, no bail, multiple felony charges, and somehow walks going after my son in the family court despite this HSI arrest or the Joint Terrorism Task Force arrest, however you want to look at it, because it was a task force that was involved with the FBI, CIA, Al-Qaeda task force, JTTF, etc. Okay, so the phone call from Imperial County, so I called them back today. Now you see, when I tried to reopen this again, I was very, very clear that when I put on all the documentation, this is terrorism related. You know, Senator Barbara Boxer opened up a Homeland Security inquiry for my son. That's all written on the documents. I put his A number. I didn't put his name or any of his alias names or whatever the hell, you know, whoever the heck he is. Because, I mean, even Senior Special Agent Peter Lazaro with HSI said back in March of 2005, well, we think he's Payman Safavi. Well, in comparison to who? Let me guess. Ruse Bay Kameh, the licensed Nevada mortgage loan officer? Or the guy, you know, his alias name in Texas or whatever the hell, or anybody else? All right, well, whatever. We think he's Payman Safavi. That comes from HSI back in 2005, but the look on Lazaro's face was more like, this is a damn scandal. But anyway. Okay, so Imperial County, California, so I write all this stuff out for him. Terrorism related, here's his A number. According to the Marshal Service, and that would be the Houston Marshal Service, they told me this on the phone. Apparently he's got an FBI number. Alright, and so like, you know, when I called her today, I said, well, you want to know about this case, you got to contact ICE. You need to get his ICE case. So U.S. Congressman Henry Cuellar said I could get his ICE case under FOIA, but it's too dangerous for me to get his signature. But, you know, here's the thing. They refuse to contact ICE. Lots of colorful excuses on why they won't contact ICE. Well, we don't have the investigative capabilities. Well, we don't have investigators. I'm like, because I was saying you can have one of your investigators call ICE. You know, you can call Border Patrol there in El Centro. You know, they know me. You can call Border Patrol in general. You know, you can call my special agents with HSI. You know, you could call Special Agent Paul Burkholder down in Houston. I mean, there's people that you could call. Hell, they could call the Marshal Service too. I mean, they could call if they needed investigative help, or if they needed like his ICE case, or if they just had a question. Investigators, you know, needed to just confirm that he was really ICE criminal alien A986988453. You know, then they would have to work out from there on how they would need to get information. You know, either in discovery or even from ICE or whatever. But the whole point about it is that they refused to do so. They refused to do so. Now get this. See, I had calculated years ago that he was greater than $30,000 in arrears for child support. That was based on a temporary child support order, and that was based on calculating interest charges and all of that. Now, they're claiming something else. They were claiming that apparently they heard from Los Angeles, because the child support case is still open in Los Angeles. Apparently he owes $6,000. Well, that's interesting, because when I was down in Sugar Land, Texas last year, the child support office for Los Angeles called me. Didn't tell me didn't tell me anything about $6,000. The only thing that they told me is that they couldn't find him. Well, dude, it's not like he's hard to find. He's supposed to be reporting to ICE in Southern California. If you contacted ICE, they might be able to help you out with that. You could also just fucking do your goddamn job, and knowing that he's in arrears for child support, and knowing that this case has been mishandled long term, and looking at all the evidence, you could just take it to court and you could get a warrant out for his arrest. And then if you couldn't find him in the city of Los Angeles, then you could give the warrant to the Marshal Service, and then the Marshal Service could go find him, because I have a feeling that the Marshal Service already knows where he is. See, because I know a couple people, fugitive deputies within the U.S. Marshal Service. See, I already know them, but the point about it is that they're not taking any steps. See, there's all those procedures that they have to file or follow. They have to identify something, and then they have to do their legal stuff, and then get a warrant, and then get it executed appropriately. And so then doing so, they would have to take this up through the U.S. Marshal Service. Because even like a Houston police officer in major crimes explained to me, he said if there's something that's outside of their district or outside of their jurisdiction, which is I guess their district, their city, whatever, then they have to use the Marshal Service. But the point about it is that nobody's even tried. Nobody has even tried. Los Angeles hasn't tried, Humboldt County hasn't tried, Clark County hasn't tried, the Federal Region 9 office in Sacramento hasn't tried. I tried to reopen it in Texas, Hidalgo County, Texas. There's something wrong with that. Somehow that case, that child support case just got lost. I had to report that to the sheriff's office. And then now all of a sudden there's a steering in Imperial County, California. And it's all an effort. It's all an effort to prevent people from going to prison. Is to prevent people such as his father from going to prison. The fact of the gross mishandling of this case, which may include some FBI agents, is to prevent Attorney Alan Woodworth of the Humboldt County, California Child Support Office representing to the court that paternity has been established by their office and was able to get a judgment off of that, even though a few weeks before their own office told me that him not providing identification was an oversight on behalf of their office. So it's an intentional act to prevent even their own attorneys from going to prison, despite having evidence that could have stopped this. So it's like attorneys are protecting attorneys. Okay, well, let me tell you, attorneys, can I just remind you that this is terrorism? Now, according to this book, Comparative Legal Approaches to Homeland Security and Anti-Terrorism, we're talking about UN treaties here. So another main feature of these treaties is the inclusion of the no safe haven for terrorist rule, which requires that countries that have located suspected terrorists within its territory must either prosecute the individual for wrongdoing or extradite the individual to a country which will prosecute. So the very fact that nobody has taken any kind of efforts to get a warrant out for this jackass and get it executed in whatever county, including Imperial County, California, and coming up with every kind of colorful excuse as to why not, makes, in fact, Imperial County in violation of UN treaty. I was very, very clear on the seriousness of this when I opened this case. I mean, I put terrorism related, I put ICE stuff all over terrorism related, and what I expected of Imperial County, California was to have one of their investigators contact me back wanting to know more information rather than just some chick in the office. I mean, because technically this mishandled child support case is a state issue. This is a mishandled criminal state issue. The only reason that it went up to Federal Region 9 is because two states, California and Nevada, were already working in a conspiracy. And why Federal Region 9 didn't fix it, I don't know. About a year or so ago, Federal Region 9, their office in Sacramento, the Department of Health and Human Services, had actually mailed me a letter and was reflecting the situation as being within the purview of the U.S. Department of Justice. I no longer have a copy of that letter, but I did fax that down to my agent, my HSI Special Agent Paul Burkholder down in Houston, so he's got a copy of it, but so much of my stuff ends up getting lost. But why Federal Region 9 didn't fix it is beyond me. But this is, like I said, these are more efforts. So I said this is a state issue. This is a state issue that could be fixed. And you know what? I did already kind of report it to HSI, but I also let the sheriff's office know in Imperial County, California, that this is damn bullshit. In the nicest way I possibly could in a formal report. This is damn bullshit. This is a damn state issue. And this cover-up is ridiculous. I mean, my whole entire family and a bunch of other victim witnesses that would be able to identify the mishandlings of all the components related to this damn jackass terrorist, the illegal criminal alien who also has an FBI number, they're all missing. Most of them, if not all of them, except for me. So, I don't appreciate another effort on terrorism mishandling. Knowing it's a complex case, I expected Imperial County to take the appropriate steps to try to do everything that they possibly could to get this issue resolved. And the thing about it is that they told me today they're not even going to, that they refuse, or they're not going to, they refuse to transfer the case out of Los Angeles County, California. That's today's episode of Life Outside WITSEC War Crimes Unit. Everything's terrorism related. Keep your stun gun handy in America. There's war criminals and terrorists out there, ones that the government, state and federal governments know about and intentionally chooses to do nothing about for what appears to be conspiracy reasons. Now here where I am in a foreign country, they take down criminals. I just actually saw a whole team do it. Team take down organized crime last night right here at the border. Like I said, keep your stun gun handy. I'll see you next time.